You are listening to the weekly radio concert, 10:30 a.m., Saturdays and Sundays.
Good morning, radio listeners. In celebration of the 9th anniversary of the Shanghai Urban Symphony Orchestra today, our 90-year-old conductor, Mr. Cao Peng, together with his team of young musicians, will grace the stage once again for our weekly radio concert.
Mr. Cao Peng is very famous in Shanghai. Just ask anyone you meet. He's a great conductor. We just didn't know him back then. After all, we were nothing compared to him. I remember we listened to Beethoven's Symphony No. 5. It goes dun 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 dun. It was amazing. Later on, we got used to listening to orchestra music. We've been listening since 1985. That's about 30 years. As long as Mr. Cao was leading it, I would always listen.
Appreciating the symphony does not happen overnight, only when we have spread the seeds. Can it be made well known? Can it grow exponentially in society? But that's not enough, no. We need to teach them. Here comes the little wizard. Oh! Here comes water. Oh, how terrible. Oh, no, there's too much water now. It's trickling. Trickling down. It starts to move. It's still moving. Now listen to the horns. They're going to shout for help. It's too much! Enough! By then the master came home. And when he saw the mess, he was so angry. There was a bang, and he began chanting. Our brass section will then stand to make a strong, deep sound similar to that ta-da-ran, 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 bing! The water receded. Then the first viola player will stand up. Mirroring the apprentice along with his sphere, he plays da-da-da-dee-da. I beg you, dear master, I am truly sorry. No! He kicks the apprentice out. And that's the end. In my opinion, we need to popularize the teaching of the symphony. For me, it's very important that people learn about this kind of musical composition. I remember when the Cultural Revolution ended, we performed in a lot of concerts playing those symphonies. There was a time after the revolution. It was the first time for most people to attend the concert. As we were performing on stage, someone was clipping his nails. Yes, when the music was soft, gack, 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 I heard it clearly. It was very painful to hear. Those are the consequences of the revolution. So say it's your first time attending a concert. Once the performance ends, the audience applauds. After that, the conductor asks the performers to stand up. For example, I will ask the clarinet performer to stand up. He performed a solo, everyone applauds. All right. Now, for example, the trio was composed of the flute, the oboe, and the clarinet. I ask all three of them to stand. These are etiquettes you need to know when you attend a symphony concert. Everyone should have knowledge of this. It signifies politeness and respect for others. Nowadays, people in our country don't attach importance to courtesy. It's important, so we must pay attention to it. Vienna is famous for three symphony masters. All three are incomparable. They are Haydn, Mozart, and Beethoven. They are the epitome of classical symphony music. The symphony we're going to perform was composed by Haydn. I won't tell you the title yet. For now, let us all enjoy Symphony number 94. This one is a masterpiece. Slowly, it gets softer. Someone falls asleep. Ha! Surprise! Now look. It's easier for you to remember it, right? What's the name of this piece? Haydn called it Surprise. The former Soviet Union did a good job in teaching symphony. Every Sunday morning, their orchestra would perform in the best concert hall, and they would deliberately teach the public about their music. Music professors, too, would take the time to introduce symphony to the masses. Everyone's there. The concert hall is packed. Parents are with children. I often attended these concerts. I observed how they popularized the symphony. Here's how they taught the overture of Ruslan and Ludmila by Glinka. The performer took a piece of paper and then, on it, wrote G. He would ask the children to guess. This is the letter G. Can you tell me which musician? Huh? The children would say in unison, Glinka! Ah, that's right, Glinka! Oh, it was interesting. Yes, I thought to myself, we should learn that and make it a point to employ it in our country too. I told myself I should do that after I finished my studies.
In your introduction, you mentioned something about the ticket price 3 times. 3 times, dear. Yes. It's too much, huh?
And
As for
surprise.
surprise, you did a pretty good job. I like that you didn't reveal the title yet. You leaned on the stand as the music got softer. It's as if you're about to fall asleep that time, then suddenly bang! But don't do what you did last time. There was one time he threw himself on the floor to emphasize the surprise. You're much older now, you can't do that. It's dangerous.
Okay.
As for the government, just mention them once. Don't make it sound like you're complaining to our government for not fulfilling their obligations. Why don't you rest now? Because I'm going
Oh,
to
yes.
rest too.
Don't worry, I will.
One more thing. Change your clothes immediately. Take care of yourself.
just turned 90 this year. They proposed to organize a concert for me, but I strongly disagreed. Instead, I told them they should organize a concert for me when I'm 100 years old. They agreed. In 10 years, I will be 100 years old.
Okay, let's start dancing. You'll enjoy it.
Oh,
She's
no.
right. Why don't you conduct for us instead?
No,
Dun, dun, dun,
I like to take it easy. Hello, Mrs. Liu. Done exercising?
Yes, I
How about dancing?
I can't
see.
dance.
Let's go
can't
inside.
dance.
There. Oh,
You look healthy.
is that so?
Yes.
I've been very busy lately. I've been working a lot.
You should rest when
Oh,
you
yes.
can.
This is my schedule every day for the whole year. I'm so busy, which is why I check it every day. April, May, June, July. I always make sure that I write my schedule every day on this calendar, and I put only 4 months on this wall. From now till the end of this year, my schedule's full of rehearsals. I've been teaching children for many years now. I taught them since they were in kindergarten until they moved on to middle school, to Nanyang Model High School, and even to Shanghai Chiao Tong University. But then, there was no orchestra in Shanghai, but they were passionate about their music that they wouldn't give it up, so they asked me to continue teaching them. Eventually, more students came to me hoping that under my guidance, they could achieve their dreams. At first, it was hard because we had no money. My eldest daughter gave me the capital. She gave me some money as funding, 100,000 renminbi. At the time, I didn't have enough money to sustain the program.
We all have work, so if someone has a meeting on a Wednesday, then he won't be able to come to rehearsal. But we all try to find a way to make it on time. In a symphony orchestra, if there are a dozen performers, then the rehearsal cannot proceed smoothly. So, in our case, we will have 40 or 60 performers each time, and that's not a common thing. Anyway, the Shanghai City Symphony Orchestra is a non-profit organization.
Many students have to take exams, right?
Every time I step into the rehearsal hall, at 7 o'clock, I will see him sitting in that chair of his, waiting for everyone to come. And if some of us arrive a bit late, he will sit there with his eyes closed and rest. When everyone is ready, Mr. Cao begins the rehearsal. He never scolds those who are late. In fact, he gives us a reassuring smile. It's not easy for us to participate in orchestra after our daily work.
You came from Suzhou, carrying that. You must be tired.
I'm not.
You're not?
Yes.
Oh.
I actually feel relaxed.
Oh.
Yes.
Ah, you get home late then. Thank you for attending. One by one. Come on. Keep your phones away. Don't use your phones right now, okay? Okay, let's begin. Ready? Do. Re flat. Mi flat. Fa. Try.
Many of our bandmates, after working overtime, join us after 8 p.m. Some of us even have to leave for work before the rehearsal. We always look forward to rehearsal every Wednesday. We're interested in it. Furthermore, we've been doing music our whole lives that it has become part of our lives now.
They all come from far away. From Pudong New District or Suzhou. By bus or train, they all carry an instrument with them. One day it was raining, torrents of rain pouring down. At 9 p.m., I told them to go home early as it was raining heavily. It's difficult for them to hail a taxi, so I told them to go home early. After we finished, a Japanese, holding a violin in his hand, came over to me. I told him, "Sorry, the rehearsal is over." "Okay, I just got out of work, so I came in late. Anyway, I have to go back to work again." Beethoven's Sixth Symphony. Today we're going to perform the first movement. Ready? Go. No, separate so and do. Not accurate. Not accurate at all. You're not in unison. Be gentle, not too aggressive. There's no unison. Follow the beat. Go. Ready. Wrong. Again. One more time. Ready? Go. Wrong, wrong. Wrong. No, follow the beat. Second fiddle. Look at me. Look at me, look at me. Who played the fourth beat so early? Wang Shuang, why don't you play? What's wrong with you today? If a professional musician teaches amateur performers, he should be wholehearted in doing so. I know one who told me, Mr. Cao. Teaching them music is just our pastime. Huh? I can't criticize him. He's an expert on music. I can't tell him I'm taking this seriously. I'm serious to teach everyone music, especially to amateurs. What I do is I get the music sheets they use and write everything they may need to learn. Yes? And I think it's necessary for me to write on them. You know, as a professional musician, I believe I'm responsible for guiding them on their journey to learning symphony. And I honestly believe there are no amateurs in symphony. Ready?
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Are you greeting me or her? You're happy I'm leaving, huh?
You want me to conduct?
Of course, please take over.
Okay.
I'll conduct the wind section.
Okay. I'll try my best.
We should invite a professional concertmaster, but we have no money. Tia Tiao Tao is from Shanghai University. When she has the time, she conducts for us. She's been in an orchestra in the States for many years. Therefore, she is qualified to be a concertmaster. As long as she can come and participate in the rehearsal, we invite her. Right, okay. Oboe, join in. The section ahead of C.
I said, Dad, you're always tired. I
go.
can conduct the strings.
Good.
You'll be responsible for the wind. I have been working with the orchestra for 8 years now, so I'm familiar with the pieces. I think we should do it this way. How did you do it?
Just kept it soft.
Ah, okay. Let's do it that way then.
I hope that our father would succeed in his plans. That time I sponsored him with some money. When I was in Japan, I was a violin teacher, but I went home because I wanted to help him out.
My sister went home to help him, and as for me, I got invited by Shanghai University. Besides, my father also needed me, so I returned from the United States.
We have excellent members in our orchestra who are fond of music and had been exposed to it when they were young. Now they're committed to carrying forward our fine musical traditions to the masses. They don't see this as their job. They don't need this to make ends meet. All they want is to support Mr. Cao in his goal of popularizing symphony, which makes them great people. We make it work, with my father leading us. Actually, my father has greatly inspired me to continue managing our orchestra, because I think he's right. I believe in his vision for our music. That's why I'm doing this. children, I would like to know how many kids can sing. Can anyone sing? 1, 2, 3.
我都是在过学生，我都是每一个梦。
每一次，就算很受伤，也不想泪光。什么水晶真的记得就这所天地的最小的一秒，最让我只是想要没有用。
I learned what infantile autism is from magazines. I figured maybe we can do something to help those children. At that moment, I thought that people with autism won't speak to us, but can they connect with us via music? In films, when we talk with aliens, the language we use is like music. We want to give these kids a voice, so I wondered if music can enable them to communicate with us. We named the program Angel Confidants. Angel being the children and confidants the need to communicate. Good, good. Very good. Everybody has seen that the rhythm Joe Shui played was very stable and calm. He's gifted in music. When we met him, we thought he was very interesting. When we perform, we let him conduct on the side because he does it so well.
He prefers classical music. We discovered this fact quite recently. He becomes quiet when he's listening to music. So I play classical music for him every morning. We also have a piano, a cucurbit flute, and a violin, which he plays every day. We bought these instruments as toys for him, so we didn't really expect much. But he's a natural when he's playing, and he sees music as his life. We just don't know how to guide him. Okay, stop here. Can you do this crescendo? Give it a try. Too much space on your bowstring. 2, 3, do, re, fa, mi. Do you know how to use your bowstring? You need to think before you start playing. 2, 3, do, re, fa, mi, re, do.
Because Josh Shui had decided to learn, we wanted to teach him something serious rather than letting him treat the musical instrument like a mere toy. My dad did used to say that there is no amateur in symphony, so we want him to really learn something.
Mrs. Cao gave me a call and said, I will give you a student who has infantile autism. I'm sure that you will like him. Then she just hung up on the phone. What's going on here? I thought I was so confused. Then the door opened and I was so surprised.
She said it's not that simple. He just runs around and sits on the floor. She was scared. On the phone, she said, you told me that he was a good boy. I told her he is. He will definitely learn. Later, I said, you must teach him. Treat him like a normal kid. You should be strict with him. Rather than let him lie down when he wants to, you should say no and let him get up.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Slow down. Slow down. 1 for back, 2 for forward. Hurry up. Zhou Shui, come on.
Now, where should I look?
Okay. Hold your violin properly.
What should I look at? Where should I look?
Come on. We spent almost 2.5 years and a lot of energy to train him to concentrate. Although he can speak to me during our lessons, we were never on the same page. I would talk about one thing, he would talk about something else. I would tell him, Zhou Shui, you should put your finger like this. And he would say to me, I had a nice dream last night, it was a yellow aircraft. Or I dreamt a fire accident happened, something like that. We weren't connecting. What do you want?
You need tape to record.
This should be flat. You pull it up with your shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1. Okay, recite it again. 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, go.
4, 3, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1.
Which one is missing?
4, 3, 2, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2.
Shui, you're not listening to me. Why did your big thumb move forward?
Move them together.
You're just faking it. The way you changed to third position is just like changing to second position.
Do what she says, Shui.
Okay, good. When I almost lost hope, he suddenly made a huge improvement. My excitement and happiness then were beyond words. It was indescribable. He suddenly improved. Later on, we found out why he was like that. He just had a very long period of delay. When Mr. Cao wanted him to join the orchestra, I was nervous at the time. He was already able to take my class without any problem. He was doing very well. But his mom and I felt a bit uneasy. Will he be okay when he joins the orchestra? He might be overly excited once he's put in an entirely new environment.
At the
End of 2010.
Mr. Cao invited him to the orchestra, but we thought he wasn't good enough, so we didn't let him.
And the main problem was that he lacked discipline. Other kids are well behaved. If you can't play well and lack discipline, that's not good.
Mrs. Cao has charm. She can introduce him. She said, starting today, we will have a new friend. This kid is a bit special. Then she asked him to go in front.
Today we will have a new friend. This kid is a bit special. He will be joining us from now on, okay? His name is Zhou Shui. Come up here. Say hello to the others.
Hello!
Good. This is Zhou Shui. Good.
I'm Zhou Shui. Today I have come to perform Spring for Everyone Here.
Good, now stay still. Okay? Our friend Zhou Shui is a very special kid. You know why? He really loves music, but even so, he can't go to school with the other children. That's because he is a kid with a special condition, autism, okay?
I always say something weird.
Oh, well, when he was invited to play for our orchestra, his parents were worried that he would do something that is unacceptable for us. But I believe the members of our orchestra and the parents will welcome him warmly. We will do that, won't we? Go on, bow. Bow to everyone.
The first time he went to the orchestra, he totally lost control. He was so happy. He was jumping around, making noise and stomping, which scared the other kids.
Well, I think if Zhou Shui stays at home alone, we will not get the results we want. Our aim is to let him join a big group. It will be a success. If he becomes part of the group, everybody has done a lot for him. All the kids and the parents. We explained everything, and those parents said that they're willing to help. A lot of parents pull their kids out of school because of the presence of a kid with autism, because they don't want to help or see someone with autism. They don't really understand why someone like that has to be with their children in school. What do we do when we have parents like this? I can only tell them to quit, but I can't let Zhou Shui quit, can I? But the good thing is, in our children's orchestra, nobody is like that. Everybody is kind to him.
Everybody can see. We have special kids with us. If you tell him not to play, he won't understand. And we can't blame him.
Playing!
Good. This is a good boy. Everybody should know that it's really hard. As Professor Wang just said, these are kids with infantile autism. It's not easy to make all of them play the xylophone. It took a lot of work. Our orchestra will play an accompaniment for them. We will help play the rhythm. It will show our love and care for them. Our orchestra is one that's full of love. Now let's begin.
Next up, we have our good friend who will perform for us. Please welcome Zhou Shui. The children meeting the teachers from the Shanghai City Symphony Orchestra has been the highlight of their lives.
Many teachers overcame many difficulties to teach them. Every Sunday we voluntarily help them teach the kids. It's not an easy job. That's why we call our orchestra an orchestra full of love. Now enjoy the music spring. The Symphony Number 6 we are going to perform today has a special meaning. It has another name, Pastoral Symphony, which is about worshiping nature, loving nature, revering nature, and being grateful to nature. That's the main content of the symphony. Nowadays, we humans have been destroying nature, and so nature takes revenge on us. Therefore, today, we will perform Symphony Number 6. Dear all, please listen to us. Heed Beethoven's call, the call for respecting nature. It is heard in the first movement. Now please listen to its theme. The theme is the subject of the whole symphony. Ah, the smell of fresh air. Ah, we are surrounded by nature. Look, in the first movement, there is a very important bar. It's da-da-dun, dun, dun, da-da-dun. I lost my voice due to the cold. The air is not good. So I got a cold. Dun, da-da-dun, dun, dun, da-da-dun. That bar, the whole orchestra, will repeat that bar for about 90 times in this movement. That represents the seed of life, the green seed.
Listen to me and go to sleep on time. Actually, to be honest, you never listen to me. You're still coughing. I don't know what to do. This is really not right. You're so busy all the time. His Chinese zodiac is the ox, meaning he'll always be busy like an ox. I have told him all the time that we have a happy life. He doesn't have to do anything or worry about anything. We can just live our own happy life together. But it's not enough for him. He wants to help those young people. He likes doing public service along with his team. I didn't have such noble intentions. I wouldn't do such taxing work. However, they will still do it no matter how hard the job is. And no matter how busy they get. But you see, I only opposed verbally. Eventually, I supported him. In whatever he did, I was always there for him. We did everything together.
The symphony can make an entire society into a refined society. Therefore, the power of the music is encompassing. Language is not enough to express music because it is beyond words. So many great scientists were fond of music. Einstein, for instance, while lying on his deathbed, said, "What a pity that I can't listen to Mozart's music one last time." He expressed his regret about music. What a pity that I can't listen to Mozart's music one last time. Think about those great scientists, all of them recognized worldwide. I once read news about a government officer who was sentenced to death because of embezzlement. And before he was executed, do you know what he said? "It's a pity there is still one kind of alcohol I haven't tasted." What a stark difference.
Okay, it's 7:30. Time to begin. Line up.
Today, I really appreciate the Shanghai Municipal People's Congress and the Political Consultative Conference for organizing this concert. I'm glad I have more time to speak today. I'm going to talk about Beethoven. Why have we chosen to perform his Symphony No. 6? It's for nature. In other words, tonight's a night for nature. Everything in this world benefits from the resources nature produces. If there is no nature, there is nothing left. This is why all three themes of Symphony No. 6 address one idea, that is, to be grateful to nature. We should not destroy nature. So please listen well to Beethoven's Symphony No. 6.
It's already been 9 years. During those years, we have influenced a lot of people. Those who have taken our teachings to heart have been affected by our cause, and they hopefully will further influence others around them.
Yesterday, Wang Chen twin came, but Cao Zhuo twin didn't.
So how many do we have?
Let me check.
Yang Guang isn't joining us.
They said he had gone to the factory for overtime work.
Oh no.
Hue can't come either.
Hue can come. We can't do anything. We rehearsed for so long. Our boss ruins it. We have to confirm again.
Is it possible to have less members come performance day?
Well, actually, the absence of an orchestra member is quite normal.
I need to stay healthy if I want to keep doing more for my job.
You are 90 years old already. Have you ever considered searching for a successor?
I have been for a long time, but it is difficult. It's very difficult now.
It's hard to find one. Nobody is willing to commit and stay to do this job.
There were a few young ones who came and tried, but the results didn't turn out so well. They won't stay because the pay isn't good.
The point is that young people have plenty of chances to make good money, and they don't want to lose those opportunities, so studying music alone becomes hard for them. In addition, the job is very demanding. We can't accept a conductor who isn't good enough. The conductor is also required to know how to explain the music. Our orchestra is known for that. We've tried for years. It's very, very difficult.
That's why I hope that as long as I can keep doing my job, I will do it for the rest of my life. Once I told them, while Cao Peng can still work, you should make good use of him.
What was that?
What are you listening to?
Slavonic March, composed by Tchaikovsky.
You played it very well. What do you want to play? Play one for
Nothing.
us. You don't want to play, do you?
My hands are.
What do you want to do now?
I want to rest now. My hands are tired. I need to massage them.
Zhou Xuyi, what should music express?
Love, not something horrible.
What is love?
Love is fondness.
Who loves you?
Papa,
And
Mama,
anyone else?
Miss Ju.
Do you think Grandpa Cao loves you?
He loves me a lot.
How about you? Do you love them?
I love them too.
How does Grandpa Cao love you? Tell us. How can you feel Grandpa Tao's love for you?
Because Grandpa Cao said I should play the xylophone gently.
I still remember the first time I worked with Mr. Cao in 2000. I was 6 or 7 years old at the time.
I was a pupil sitting in the rehearsal room, which is a huge thing for me. I sat there watching Mr. Cao. That's the first time I met him.
I first met Grandpa Cao in primary school. Once I played the violin in a New Year concert with the orchestra of a university. It was Shanghai Jiaotong. We performed together in front of people. I did not always accompany him, but I have been looking up to him since I was a kid. I have a lot of respect for him. It has been more than 20 years now.
Mr. Cao is the orchestra's anchor. Every time I work with Mr. Cao, he makes me feel that this orchestra is my home. I have a sense of belonging. That's a fantastic feeling.
I believe music is an essential component of life. It's like eating, sleeping, or breathing. It's something I can't do without.
Everyone needs to work, but if you're accompanied with music, life becomes more colorful.
Music is born when you're out of words. If you want to describe how beautiful music is, I can say that the feeling is just like staying in bed after a hot bath with a glass of warm milk in your hand, though that isn't enough to describe it.
In life, when we are experiencing difficulties and can't find a solution, we turn to the orchestra, and the moment the music is played, those problems disappear. I feel that as long as I can play music, I can surpass any problem.
They all think a taxi driver's job is demanding. I enjoy this job. When the radio does not work, I get fix it right away. I don't care about how much it will cost. How can I not have music?